Hello, all you scaredy cats and kittens, and welcome to the Two Scaredy Cats podcast, where we talk about all things strange, unusual, and paranormal. We're your hostess with the mostest. I'm Stacy, and unfortunately, Kara's not here with us this week. She is on a cruise in the Bahamas, so she's probably having more fun than we're having right now. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for us. She was in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. Then we went to Mexico last week, and now she's in the Bahamas. And then she'll be in Florida for the next couple of weeks. So it's been a little crazy around here. But anyway, when we were in Mexico, there was it was very warm there. Meanwhile, back here in Ohio, it was very cold. And anyway, we had a really good time, and it was nice to get away and enjoy the sunny weather. Made me wish that summer was here. But anyway, so today it's just me, and I thought it would be interesting if I told you all about a Mexican folklore creature that I came across when we were in Mexico. As you know, Mexico has a lot of Mayan descents. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of Mayan descendants. And actually, one of the tour guides we were talking to is a descendant from the Mayans, and he was telling us of some of the stories and a lot of the folklore and traditions that the Mayans have. And one of the stories I'd asked him about, if they had any creatures or, cryptids or anything that were native to Mexico. And of course, we all know about the chupacabra, and, they all have stories about that. But he did mention the story of the La Lechuza, which is a Mexican bird witch, which I thought was really interesting. So when I got home, I looked it up and found out a whole bunch of interesting stuff about it. So I thought I'd talk about that today. So today we're talking about La Lechuza, which is basically known as the creepy witch owl, who wreaks havoc in Mexico and also in the southern part of Texas. There have been sightings, apparently, of the La Lechutza there also. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, the story of La Lechutza is rooted in Mexican folklore. It's said, now there's many different versions of this, but for the most part, they're all kind of similar in thoughts that it was originally, a woman who had been scorned or cursed or, what have you. But anyway, the one that I found said that the Lechutza was a witch who got in trouble for practicing the devil's magic. The townsfolk were not happy about this, so they decided to kill her. I guess on her deathbed or whatever, she told them she was going to curse them all. And the way she cursed them all, she came back as a giant bird/owl creature. Now, some of the other stories that I've come across for her make it sound like she was this single woman that lived on the outskirts of town, and, somebody brought their child to her to help cure or whatever, and it didn't go well, and the child ended up dying, and then the whole town claimed that she was a witch, burn her at the stake type thing, and then she ended up cursing, the whole town and the people after, before she was killed, and, she came back as this bird creature. Others believe that some claim that she is the witch's familiar and that she's serving her mistress by abducting and killing children. Another story is that she was this, single woman and she had a child, and I guess the townspeople, something happened to the child and she blamed the townspeople. And then I guess she got into, some bad juju in that, and the townspeople didn't like that, so they ended up killing her, and then she came back to haunt them. But at any rate, it all's kind of the same. But at the end of the day, she came back as a giant bird owl. This bird owl creature, the Lechutza, is said to be a shapeshifter that during the day will appear as a woman, like an old woman, they say. And at nighttime, it turns into a bird with a woman's face. So that would be a pretty scary creature to come across wherever when you're, at nighttime. if you're sleeping and you wake up and there's some creepy looking bird creature with an old woman's face tapping on your window trying to get in. But yeah, so that's how she appears to people. Now, people also say that the Lechutza is a 7-foot tall humanoid creature with a 15-foot wingspan and the face of an old woman. They also say that her wings are like a very dark black color and they feel very oily. I guess apparently somebody got close enough to feel her wings. I don't know that I would want to get close enough to feel her wings, because they say that if you look at her for too long, she'll come into a rage and she'll end up killing you. She does not like to be stared at. But anyway, so they say she comes out at night, flying through the air, or perches on trees looking for her next victims. So basically, you're not supposed to be going out at nighttime, and if you are, to take the proper precautions so that you do not attract the La Lechutza. Some people also say that she's usually looking for disobedient children or drunk men out drinking and partying way too hard. But like I said, that's just some of the stuff I came across when I was doing research on her. They say that if you hear a bird screech at night, because, most birds sleep at night, you don't really hear a lot of birds screeching around, that it's probably an omen that she is out looking for her next meal, and that you should probably get inside as quickly as you can because, she's got the munchies and she's coming for you. It is also said, like I said before, that you should never look at her face because this tends to enrage her and she will become angry and she will either peck your eyeballs out or she'll try and eat you, neither of which is a good thing to have happen. Now, once our friend, the Lechutza, finds her target, she will disguise her voice as that of a baby. So sometimes they say, and a lot of the stories that I've read, people will hear like a baby crying outside their door. And, obviously, we're curious creatures by habit. So, we hear a baby crying and everybody tends to panic thinking that, there's like a lost child or something in the woods or, outside our home. So people will go and check on it. And that's when she will be waiting. As soon as you open the door, she'll pounce on you. And she's been known to carry away grown men with her talons back to her lair where she'll later eat them or do whatever it is she does. She's been able to carry away full-grown men. So if you're a little kid, she's easily going to be able to carry you away. It's also said that if you find unexplained scratches on your door in the morning, it probably means that you have been visited by her. And you should be, very cautious. They say that you can use salt and chili powder around your home as a way to protect yourself from the Lechutza. I don't know if that really works or not, but that is what they say you can use to help protect yourself from her. Another way that she likes to lure her prey to her is by whistling. And she'll keep whistling like very annoyingly outside your window to the point that you can't take it anymore. And you'll go and, look outside your window or whatever. And then she'll pounce on you and she'll scratch your eyeballs out. So she really likes, scratching out people's eyeballs because I guess she's mad about what happened to her and how she was treated when she died. So she takes all that out on you. And plus she uses, I guess, the eyeballs as a way to make her more powerful. I don't know. But that's some of what I've read also. It also says that if she is extremely hungry, she will find a car full of people driving on the road alone at night. She always looks for people or cars that are alone and by themselves because it's easier for her to snag them or to cause harm to them. So when she finds a car full of people for her next meal, she'll take flight in the air and she'll flap her wings in that so that they run off the road. And then she will eat you and all your friends that are in the car with you. So if you see this giant bird-like woman creature flapping around at night, you better hurry up and get home in the safety of your home before she comes and gets you. So legend has it that if you try to shoot her dead, that somehow you are the one that's going to end up dead and not her. That she has some magical power or way of making it that when you try to shoot her, it ends up that you're the one that gets shot instead. Rumor has it that if you dream about the Lechutza, it means that someone in your family is going to die. A lot of people have stated over the years that they have had dreams about her, and then a couple of days later, a family member or a loved one ends up dead. Many believe that while the Lechutza is out hunting, its human body will remain elsewhere. So apparently, is what happens is she has the human part of her will stay hidden away, and the bird-like part of her, the bird creature, will fly away and go and look for its next victim. And the human body, is she usually locks it up in a room, because if you kill the human body, then you're going to kill the Lechutza. But she makes it very hard for people to be able to find the human body. It's also believed that if you kill the Lechutza, you're also going to kill the human body, and many believe that the human body is somebody, it's usually somebody from the community, so it's somebody that you know. So they try not to kill the Lechutza so it doesn't kill the person. Now, they do say that there is a special prayer that you can say that helps identify the Lechutza to the community so that you know who it is. And they also say that there are some special herbs that you can use to help get the Lechutza out of the body so she can find a new host to use to do her bidding. And they also say, like I said before, that you can use chili powder and salt around your house to help protect you from the Lechutza entering your home. Now, the Lechutza is said to possess several different supernatural powers. And one of these powers is said to be the power of summoning storms. They say that the sightings of her are believed to coincide with thunderstorms. So people believe in Mexico that if there's a thunderstorm, then the Lechutza is on the prowl, which is interesting because when we were in Cancun last week, we had a thunderstorm that popped up the one night in the evening, really late at night. It was like 11 or 12 at night. And there was thunder associated with it, which I had not read all this or known about her at the time or had done my research on her. And I'm glad I didn't know, because then I would have been freaking out thinking that, she was flying around looking for her next victim. She also possesses the power to shapeshift. As we talked about, she is basically a big bird monster at night, but during the day she takes on the human form. Now, when she is the bird monster at night, her face still is the shape of a human. It's like an old lady is what she looks like. I have some pictures that I will be posting of what supposedly she looks like. They're mostly drawings. Nobody has like a real picture of her, but she's pretty creepy looking. She can also disguise her voice to appear like an infant to draw human prey closer. Like I said, she cries like a little baby to help lure her victims out. She also makes a very loud whistling noise that she uses to help lure her victims out to her. Finally, if you hear a cry, it is a warning or an omen that someone in your family is going to die, which is also a trait that we have talked about before with banshees. That if a banshee is crying, it means if you hear a banshee crying, it means somebody in your family is going to be dying soon. They also say that if you dream about her, it also means that somebody is going to be dying soon. Now, they say that Lechutzas are immune to weapons and bullets and are suspected to be immortal. Some ways that you can protect yourself against the Lechutza is by using salt. Like I talked about, they fear salt. When you hear the call of the Lechutza, they say you should begin cussing at her, because in doing so, it drives her away. I guess she doesn't like to hear people cuss. Who knew that cussing helps keep away the bird witch? Do not go outside to investigate if you hear a strange whistling sound or a baby crying, because that's probably her luring you out. Just like here in the United States, when you're walking in the woods at night, especially in Appalachia, if you hear anybody singing or calling your name out, don't respond, don't look around for them, you just keep on going. So that is all I have on her. She's a very interesting cryptid creature, whatever you want to call her, folklore thing. But there have been many people that have spotted her over the years. Like I said, she's very popular in Mexico, especially the Cancun area. She's also very popular in southern Texas, like in Corpus Christi and that. There have been a lot of sightings of her there, and a lot of stories about her there. In fact, there was a cryptid back in the 70s. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it was a bird cryptid that they say was related to the Lechutza. They believe that it was basically the same, that this bird cryptid and the Lechutza were the same creature, that it was going across the border between Texas and Mexico. And, the people in Texas just came up with a different name for it because they did not know about the name for it or about its existence in Mexico. So if you are going to be traveling to Mexico or the lower Texas area, to be on the lookout and be vigilant for this bird, owl, witch creature that you might see. Remember, if you hear any whistling or a baby crying at night, do not go investigate. Stay in your house. If you hear it, or your condo or whatever you're staying in, hotel, whatever, Airbnb. Also, don't be traveling alone at night. That's when she likes to go out and find her prey. Honestly, I don't know that I would be wanting to travel alone at night in Mexico and some of those areas they have very lush forest with lots of scary animals besides her that can attack you. There's alligators you got to worry about, and all kinds of other snakes and jaguars and all that kind of stuff that you have to worry about. Fun animals that you do not want to come across. So that is all I have this week. Kara should be back when we do this again in 2 weeks. And until then, everybody, stay warm because it's going to get cold again. Hopefully we'll get spring-like weather here soon. I know I'm ready for it. I don't know about anybody else. And, be careful out there. Keep your eyeballs open. You never know what you're going to see. And, always let us know if you have any stories to share. Or if you've seen or heard about the Lechutza, we would like to know. Also, if you have any ghost stories to tell us, we're always interested in those. Anything that goes bump in the night, we don't criticize anybody. We want to hear your stories. We're interested in what you have to tell us because that's what it's all about here. With the Two Scaredy Cats podcast is about, learning about strange and unusual things and things that go bump in the night and all that good stuff. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Sorry Kara wasn't here, but like I said, she should be back next time. Well, tune in 2 weeks for another exciting episode of the Two Scaredy Cats podcast. And remember to check us out. You can find us on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify. And don't forget to leave a review because it really helps our show get discovered. And without those reviews and you guys listening, we wouldn't be here today. So remember that curiosity didn't kill these two scaredy cats.